What is up, people and fellow gamers of the world? It's your boy Champion.
And Sentry here.
And we're coming at you with episode 5 of the VideoGamers podcast. It is February 15th, 2019. And guys, okay, we were going to record on, Tuesday, right? We're going to record on Tuesday, but we didn't. And it was probably the best thing we ever did.
I mean, that's an exaggeration, but yes, go on.
It was the greatest decision of our lives. Literally, because there was no news. It had been a slow news week. And here's the thing, Nintendo, they handpicked these weeks, dude. They handpicked these weeks. So it was a slow news week for video games. And then on Wednesday, Nintendo Direct dropped. And it went from being probably going to be one of our shortest episodes to it's probably going to be our longest episode. We literally went from having 1 or 2 topics we can maybe talk about for like half an hour to a billion things. Nintendo, thank you for blessing us with this Direct. Okay? Amazing. Okay, first things first. If you're not a fan of Nintendo or the Switch, you're probably not going to enjoy this podcast too much because that's all we're going to talk about. But I do have, because Valentine's Day was yesterday, so I do have a top 5 list of the best romantic systems in video games. Now, I'll put a time link of when I do that at the bottom, and I'll also make it a separate video, so you don't have to, if you just want to watch that part and you don't really care about the Switch and stuff like that, we still got you covered with video game content. So yeah, that's what's up. But Sentry, let's get started, dude. I don't know where you want to get started. I mean, okay, so I have the list here. I mean, we can start with Fire Emblem 3. You want to start with there?
I mean, we can start in the order if it was presented. I mean, let's go with Mario Maker.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
to be honest, Mario Maker 2, like, their announcement basically proved once again that there's no reason to buy Wii U anymore or to even own it.
I mean, I don't think they've tried to keep it alive anymore. It's
no, but there's no reason. I mean, Mario Maker was like the only thing that's like, oh, the Wii U still the only console that had that, but yeah, you don't need it anymore.
I think there's a few other games, but it's like, they're either sequels coming to the Switch or ports coming to the Switch. But it's funny because the second I saw it, even without the building and anything, like the second I saw basically Mario, I yelled out to Sentry because we watched it live together. I yelled out at Sentry, "It's Super Mario Maker!" And you were like, "Can it be Super Mario Maker 2?" And yeah, it was Super Mario Maker 2. And I love the commercial. The fact that I guess I never played the first one, but I've always wanted to. And then I'm guessing the first one didn't have slopes. So this one, I guess, literally the whole commercial was a bunch of slopes.
Yeah, no, the commercial was like all the new features. Like it has obviously a bunch of new, like this probably has the same features that the first one had, but they were showing off all the new stuff that just didn't appear before.
And it looks like it has a few more generations of Mario into it. For example, it has 3D World. Which
and it has like the different the new like the 3D World cat suit and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, if and like a few of the screens look like you're able to mess with the 3D a lot. I mean, I wonder how deep this gets, dude. I mean, I can't wait to see this and to see Dashi play it. That's probably gonna be the best part of it. But yeah, I can finally get it and play it. And I've wanted to make my own level for the longest time, and now I actually can.
Super Mario Maker is like the best. Like you need obviously Nintendo Online, but it's like the best 2D Mario game. Just think about it. I mean,
there's unlimited levels.
Yeah, and people make some of the craziest stuff that it's insane.
And here's the thing.
And they're like personal challenges. Like, oh, you have to beat this if so many people beat it.
Yeah, and if your friends beat it, I hope they have that. Like, they have like trackers of your friends.
I think the Wii U had that. Yeah, it's like, oh, your friend beat this one, and you can like put it on your like favorites or something.
By the way, the Switch. I remember when I first bought it. It's probably been like a year, and I had like except you, Sentry. I literally had no friends on it, and now I have like 12 friends there, and it's like 8 online every time I get on. So it's like it's getting up. It's getting popular. The Switch is like, obviously it's more popular than the Wii U. So not only are we, because here's the thing, with the Wii U we got a ton of levels with that version of Super Mario Maker. So with this one we're probably gonna get quadruple that. Like the player base is so much bigger, and the fact is Here's the thing, you don't need a big old console. You can literally make a level on the go. Like that's the part that's like
Honestly, I think after Super Mario Maker, I mean, I'm not sure about the numbers, but did the Wii U Mario game come out before or after? Because I feel like
pretty sure it came out before.
Yeah, because after you get Super Mario Maker, you don't really need another 2D Mario game.
I mean, they had several Mario games. They had a lot
but
of
like
Mario
a 2D Mario game, like.
Well, they had 3D Mario World, and I think that one came out a little bit after.
That came out on a 3DS, right? Or no?
Super Mario World, it came out on the. Well, I don't know. Oh yeah, because I remember every Wii U had a 3DS port, but I remember they come out on the Wii U as well.
Oh yeah.
No, and people say it's the best Mario game on the Wii U by far. If structured Mario game, not like Mario Maker. If you're kind of like structured game, because
but to be honest, like you play Mario, like the 2D Mario games are just because you play the levels. There's no story you really wanna. It's mostly for the challenge. Like Super Mario Maker is like the best when it comes to champion. Just lost his mic. But like I was saying, Mario Maker is the best like 2D platformer because the things the people can make, the community makes, are just insane challenges. Sorry about that, guys. That was some technical difficulties. But
yes, I was talking about that. I do think that the Super Mario Maker, or not Super Mario Maker, it was like the 3D World Mario, not the Mario Maker, but like the 3D Mario game that came out, 3D World. People say it's like. It was the best Mario structured game on the Wii U. Not counting Mario Maker, since Mario Maker is a little one off that and stuff like that. But because they said the first Mario game on the Wii U felt a little bit rushed. Like they just wanted to get a Mario out there. The one that re-released on the Switch, that's the one that like people were complaining about. A lot of people want to see that 3D World port to the Switch, but let's see. But still, again, I'm just so excited about Super Mario Maker Part 2. Like,
yeah, it has. I mean, the game itself is just so much content because of the community.
That's the thing, and I don't know if I already said this, but I'll repeat it again. The community is gonna be even bigger for the Switch. It's gonna be even bigger. It's gonna have more people. Here's the thing: you can make a game on the go. You can make a level while you're driving. Well, no, not while you're driving. God, please don't do that. While you're in a car and somebody's driving you, you can, start making levels and stuff like that. I just think that's really cool. So now you don't have to be home sitting with your little iPad or Wii U console and freaking have to make the levels there.
Yeah, I'm sure you can download levels. Yeah, because
and just download them and play them on the go. But I'm saying you can also make them on the go. I'd like to imagine, and then to upload them, you'd need internet to upload them. But yes. I think you can make. Hopefully you can make them without internet access.
No, I mean probably. I honestly think you can.
I mean, again, that's super cool. I mean, let's move on to the next thing, because if now we're going to spend hours talking about it. They only spent a few minutes on it. They showed a really quick trailer. It's set to release around June 2019. Again, that's a huge release, and the fact that it's like, hey, yo, it's not like coming next year or 2 years from now or 4 years from now. It's coming in a few months, so that's a great thing. That's amazing. What was the next thing they talked about after that? The order? I don't remember the order. We can go by the list, or...
We can go skim over Dragon Quest 11.
Oh god, Dragon Quest 11. It looks great, and I was like, okay, what's the difference? Because every Switch version of something has a difference. So I'm like, what's this? What is this game gonna do different?
It truly is the definitive version. I mean, it even has like new story content, new cutscenes, Japanese voiceover. Which it didn't. The original, it came out last year, but Dragon Quest 11 didn't have Japanese voice work at all.
And here's the thing, and I mean, this is kind of really cool for people that like watch anime. Sometimes you want to watch the Japanese version, even though you have to read subtitles. Sometimes the Japanese voices sound cooler and sound more in tune with the characters.
Yeah, I personally think the English voice actors did a really good job. So, but yeah,
okay, it's good.
And it has like a new definitive soundtrack, which that was a big complaint with the original, like with Dragon Quest 11 last year. The soundtrack wasn't as great, so it has like an orchestra soundtrack now.
And I heard you can choose between the OG one and the new one, which is pretty cool.
And you can change between the different you can play the entire game in a 2D mode.
And literally, this literally looks like the OG Dragon Quest game.
And
like you can.
I'm probably like, at least when I'm going over like in the overworld, I'm probably gonna switch between it. So it just seems like fun. Like it's cool.
I mean, it seems useless at first, but like if you love OG Dragon Quest, I mean, that's like,
it's
oh
like
my
a
god.
dream. Yeah, come on. They did that in the 3DS, one of the 3DS versions. But
It looks amazing though. It looks beautiful. I love the graphics. I love the way it looks. Okay, and it's available in the fall. So
yeah,
one's gonna,
that
one's gonna take a little long. I mean, I'd like to find out, like, is it taking this long because of the 2D mode? Like, is that really what's making this last long?
No. Well, like they said, it has new story content, new endings, new choices.
Wow.
Because you get to have different choices in the game. And completely new choices, and it's only for the Switch. Dragon Quest S is not coming out for PC or PS4.
Yeah, just the original one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So
I'm really looking
pushed
forward.
It. I don't know, why why it's not releasing on PS4 and PC, but hey.
A lot of the newer ones I've seen. I've never been keeping up with Dragon Quest that much, but I've seen a lot of them on DS. So I don't know, they just.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually like Final Fantasy is fun and all, but I actually like Dragon Quest more. I know it's my opinion, but
it depends. I mean, to me, Final Fantasy games.
Final Fantasy goes into a more serious, darker tone. Dragon Quest also does that, but it just seems more like a storybook adventure. You know what I mean? Like,
I get you.
With a hero and he has to save the world and he's the chosen. Like it's just a storybook adventure. And many games don't do that anymore.
Here's the thing. I'll give you this. I think Dragon Quest's floors are higher than Final Fantasy's floors. And like what I mean is that I think that none of Dragon Quest, well, in my opinion, obviously, none of its games can compete with Final Fantasy 6. But I think the worst Final Fantasy games out there, a lot of people didn't like the one with the girl with the pink hair. Well, they didn't like the sequels. It was a 14, and they have 14 Part 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people didn't like those, and I played some that were like kind of bad, and I'm like, the worst Dragon Quest games I feel like are like okay at least, they're not bad. Like there's never been like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never played all of them or seen all of them, but I don't think there's any like terrible Dragon Quest games.
The fans love it, so I haven't played every single Dragon Quest game, but it's iconic. I mean, Final Fantasy has a lot of Dragon Quest references. I mean, because they built the RPG genre. The RPG genre, because there was no RPG in America at the time.
Yeah, so it was just RPG.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
It built that system. That turn-based, fighting, overworld, all that. Dragon Quest built that. It was the father of all that.
That, and I know. I think Final Fantasy also. I mean, I feel like everybody introduced a lot. And
they stick to their formula. It's also made by Square Enix. It's not Square. It's Square Enix still. So they don't want to compete with themselves. Dragon Quest has kept the same formula for a long time, and so has Final Fantasy has always done its own thing.
Square Enix, look, with Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15, this new Dragon Quest. I mean, I think they've been killing it, honestly. They've been destroying it. They're amazing. Amazing. Next game I want to move on to. And again, this game comes out in the fall. So, not a specific date. I don't think there's a specific date out, but yeah, it's just the fall. So, few months, not that long. Again, other companies tend to like tease a game and be like, comes out in 5 years. Like Bethesda teased Elder Scrolls 6. It probably won't be out for like another 4 years.
We can also mention their retro like game studios from Square Enix. It's Tokyo RPG Factory. They made I Am Setsuna, the very popular game. It was like supposedly a Chrono Trigger spiritual successor, and Lost Sphere. Did you see that? It's called I think it's Oninaki.
Oh yeah, where it's like a bunch of like, I guess I looked at it as like human Pokemon. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it reminded me more of like Personas, to be honest.
Oh yeah, Persona. Yeah,
because you had to grab them, and they had different abilities.
It looked interesting. Again, that game, it's with all the other games shown, I was like, okay, I'll pin it, but I'm not gonna like. It's not a for sure buy for me.
No, I know. But still, it looks really cool. It looks really cool.
It looks nice though. I like the monsters, like the big monster designs. They look cute, but like intimidating at the same time. I like it. I like that art style too. That's a classic. I know it sounds weird. It's a classic 3DS style. And I know it sounds
because
weird
it's supposed to be. It's made like as a retro looking game.
Yeah, even though 3DS was like a few years ago, it's I don't know. I consider it's considered retro. If you're more than 4 years old, you're retro by now. At least that's how people think. Now, let's talk about literally what the whole direct was surrounded. Like what was surrounded the whole direct. Basically, what the main focus of this direct.
What most people came for this direct to see.
I mean, it's
I
hard
personally,
to tell.
the only reason I came to like, I mean, obviously I was gonna watch it anyways.
Yeah.
But it's for Fire Emblem Three Houses. Just be honest.
It was.
I'm being honest. Like I came here for that.
No, and look, I wanted them to talk about it. I didn't know because that's the thing. They're weird with their things, but the fact that they showed it off, I'm like, timing wise, they can't show it off and hold it on to like the end of the year or something like that. It has to be close, and it was. And they gave a long video about it, explained a lot about the lore and stuff like that. Kept it, even though they explained a lot of the lore, a lot of it was very easy to understand. And this is coming from somebody who's never played a full Fire Emblem game, and I've wanted to, trust me. I've never, again, I want to play a full Fire Emblem game. I've never wanted to play I wanted to play the 3DS one, but again, I never had the 3DS. What was that one called? That one you played it,
Awakening.
right, Sentry? Awakening. I never played that one. I heard it was amazing. I've been dying to play it.
It wasn't according that's the only one I ever played, and people say, oh, it wasn't their best, but that's the reason we have. I mean, they even said it, like Fire Emblem wasn't, if they didn't sold like enough copies of Awakening, they were gonna just scrap the series. And Awakening was what like rejuvenated the series. I mean, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses now because of it.
And okay, look, this is the thing. This is probably the #1 series that I've never played that I've wanted to play. And because I love games with politics. I like strategy games. I like turn-based strategy games. I love like XCOM and stuff like that. But like I don't know why. I love everything that Fire Emblem has, yet I've never played it. Which is weird.
Like this medieval-esque fantasy. I mean, come on, yeah.
I love that. And then like this time, like when you look at it, it looks like it almost takes from like Total War and stuff like that. It almost looks like a fantasy Japanese Total War, like huge turn-based game. Like it looks amazing, and they basically got all that and they turned it into like this Harry Potter-esque situation where you're basically in a school. You're basically in like a school, and you're like learning about you're basically learning war, I'm guessing. And like there's a huge nation, there's a big nation, or like basically the whole the whole world is split into like three different nations, or three houses, I guess you can call it, or three nations. And then in the middle of all those nations, there's this big school, and those big schools, you have a representative. You have one house for every nation, and then basically you pick what house you want to go into. That's why it's called Three Houses. And it's kind of cool. So instead of it being like people that follow your army, they're more like your students. You're like a teacher at that school, which is going to be kind of weird when your students start dying. You start sending them to war to get killed. But I guess that's going to be part of the game. I mean, it's going to be a weird way.
They always have permadeath, and yeah, that adds urgency, and it adds more weight to your actions, basically.
Yeah, but again, it looked amazing. They went into so much detail without overcomplicating
those
it.
Those 5 minutes that was on the direct explained like all, like I understood the entire lore of it, which Kingdom Hearts couldn't do with 1,000 hours.
Hey. That's can you stop?
I understood more.
It's different games.
Okay.
Different games. It's different games. Okay, no trash talk Kingdom Hearts now. Okay, it's a Square Enix celebration episode. We should not badmouth them. again, it's a great game, and like I saw a lot of the RPG aspects to it, the things you can teach the kids, the things you can learn yourself, the skill abilities and stuff like that. They show them throughout the episode or throughout the video, and got me even more excited for it. This is gonna be my first Fire Emblem, and it looks like it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be at an epic scale.
Okay, after Fire Emblem, and I mean, so many games came out. Jesus, we have, and I'm skipping now. I'm sorry.
There was a lot. We can't cover everything.
Yeah, and it's fine. It's okay. It's weird that you do have the email I sent you, so you're landing on everything that I'm saying, because you're basically Sentry's playing the videos, like the trailers, so we can see them while we're talking about them, and he's been killing it right now. So yeah, Zelda Link's Awakening, the remake, which honestly looks like the most adorable game I have ever
love it.
seen.
I honestly like the original 2D overworld like Zelda games. They should just make it in this engine. Like I personally think it's Unreal Engine. I honestly do. I think it's Unreal Engine. It looks, and it has. They went for like this plastic look, which I think it looks amazing because it looks like little toys moving around.
You're the one, you played Link's Awakening, right? I haven't played it
A long time ago, yeah.
And I think that they should use the same engine, maybe use different styles of art form if they're gonna remake all the games. You know, like if you remake Majora's Mask. I know.
Yeah, obviously, but Majora's Mask was like a 3D Zelda, whereas this is technically was a 2D Zelda.
But even the 2D ones, oh my god, it's adorable. This game is adorable. Please look up the trailer. I mean, for the girls, they're gonna eat this game up. The girls, yeah, trust me, they're gonna eat this game up. It's literally the most adorable game I've ever seen. Graphics look adorable, and I mean, I hope every remake switches it up a little bit, but if they could keep the high quality of graphics going, I would love that. I mean, it looks great. It looks great. Did they put a release date? I don't think they put a release date on it. They just
2019.
2019. Yeah, I remember they put 2019. That's it. This is the last thing that they actually showed throughout the entire what's it called, direct. So it was the last thing they showed off.
Yeah, honestly, every like I said it before, every Zelda game that came out, like the 2D version, could do it. I mean, even the cutscene is technically the same cutscene. I'm showing a champion right here, like different cutscene. It's the same thing.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I did not know that. That's actually super cute. That's actually wow. That's actually really cute. So yeah, the cutscene you see at the beginning of the video, you guys can look it up. It's the same cutscene as the beginning of the game, but like obviously the more HD version. And wow, you can see the difference. That's adorable. That's awesome. That's amazing. So let's move on to something else, because I feel like we're gonna spend forever talking about it. I do want to know, why were there Goombas there? Like, I really want to know.
I'm actually showing you the trailer for the original Zelda game. They remade it completely. They showed off the exact same scenes.
It's a shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah, it's the exact same scenes of the game.
Wow, I love that.
They did it like, this is obviously for the fans who like saw the imagine seeing the trailer in 1998 and being like, wow, this looks fun. And they just this is the same thing except in their new engine.
Guys, please, even if you're not Zelda fans, please look that up. Look up
it's a Game Explain video. Posted it.
Game Explain, look it up. I mean, send me the link, Sentry. We'll post it on here. It's crazy. They literally recreated the whole trailer. Wow. That is amazing. I mean, props to Nintendo again. Jeez. Zelda probably to me has the most care of any video game. Like, if you want how to have a long-term video game franchise,
if Nintendo's not making money, too much money in like a certain year, they can just release a Zelda game. They make everything they need.
No, but like honestly, if there was a how-to guide on how to treat a long-standing franchise, it should be written by the creators of Zelda. I mean, literally, they've done everything correctly. Even Mario has had missteps. I feel like Zelda, with its vast amount of games, its worst game, you could probably say it was slightly above average. And that's probably like its worst game.
How about that like 2D like visual novel style game?
Oh god, no, you.
No, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. It wasn't made by Nintendo.
I forgot what they were called. Yeah, they were on disc.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Nintendo.
no.
that was their first time like they let another company work on Zelda, and yeah.
First and last.
Yeah,
First
they're
and
like,
last.
yeah, we'll take care of it now.
I think Angry Video Gamer does a video on that. Oh my god, yeah, those games were terrible. They were hilarious though. They're terribly good. Like even those games are terribly good. Jeez. But yeah, don't play those games at all ever. Just look up Angry Video Game Nerds episode and just never play them. Okay, so next thing, and this is what took us all by surprise. A brand new IP by Platinum Games called Astro Chain. This game looked crazy. I mean, geez, it's literally like action packed. At first, I was like, okay, it looks a little bit like Warframe. And then I'm like, okay, but it looks a little bit like the action is super fast paced, a little bit like Bayonetta. And then like I was like, okay, wait, it's Platinum Games, so yeah.
Yeah. Nier Automata, like, man, this is a Nier Automata. But yeah, it's the combat just looks so smooth. It looks open world to me, but it probably is not. I mean, it might be like open like areas, maybe like open like levels,
like huge, like The Witcher. Like huge
no,
open areas.
No, more like Mario, like open levels. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, okay.
It might be a bunch of like small sections, but they're open. Maybe, I don't know. It looks
like
God
of War.
To be honest, they show it off, and it looks like an open world.
They're
walking slowly, and they're like trying to show off everything. And you get a dog. I mean, I hope it's an open world. That'd be really cool.
And there's a motorcycle. So like if you're riding around a motorcycle and you're like with a right around a dog, I'm sure like there's a lot. There has to be a big landscape for you to be able to explore all this. Like
yeah.
So let's see. I'm really excited for it. I don't know anything about this, but I'm willing to try it out.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does. I mean, apart from the trailer, nobody. It wasn't even leaked.
That boss fight right now. There's a boss fight where there's a monster on the building, and it's like.
And it was cool. He just summoned. It looks like a mech tiger or something.
A mech wolf tiger thing. Like, oh my god, this game is like pure like craziness. It looks like action packed. Okay, you know what's another game it reminds me of? Oh my god, it's Metal Gear Solid. Was it Vengeance? The one where you're like that robot guy that cuts everything down and it's like super chaotic.
I don't remember.
I think it was called something like that, but it reminds me of that game too. Very action packed, very fast paced. I loved it. Okay, and look, so we've talked about a few of the games that Nintendo Direct had. We'll talk about a few of the other ones right now, like the Daemon X Machina, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Hellblade, Yoshi's Crafted World. We'll talk about it all right now. But first, Valentine's Day was yesterday, and I wanted to do a top 5 list. I've been wanting to do several of them. Sentry hates them, but I was like, it was the 14th yesterday, Valentine's Day. Let me do a top 5 romantic systems in video games. Not of all time, just out of all the games that I've played. Okay? And Sentry has no clue. Like I told him I have a list. I didn't tell him any of the games on the list. So this is gonna be his first reaction to it. I don't know if you're gonna agree to it, if you're gonna disagree to it. I think you've played most of them, but I'll start now. So top 5 romantic systems in video games, in my opinion, in Champion's opinion. Okay, number 5, and again, I'm not going by specific video game. I'll give it to an entire series if it concentrates on this. Number 5, I'll give it to the Sim series. Okay, I mean, half of the game, it's like trying to marry somebody and try to, coordinate your life with that person, having a kid with that person and stuff like that. The reason I put it all the way back at number 5, you could probably do the most with your spouse. Like, you can marry them, give them a job. You can do probably the most things with your spouse in this game. But I want to go on an adventure. I want to, like, when I'm playing video games, I want to go on an adventure with the person I decide to romanticize in the game. Kind of like that gives it a cooler aspect to it. Like, you're not just...
Yeah, I mean, if I remember Sims 3 had that.
That they had like the adventures thing, the adventures mode. And I know there was another one, Sims the Kingdoms one, or there was like a medieval Sims.
Yeah.
But again, you couldn't...
I never played Sims 4, but I played Sims 3. And I had it with like I have most of the DLC for it. but it just
But yeah, the romantic system you could do a lot with it. I mean, it's half of the game is like trying to find the right partner and like, you know, trying to, you know, find them a job, or what job do they work, or them raising your kids and stuff like that. So would you agree with this pick? You say it's a sound pick?
Yeah. I mean, the whole
5?
game it's basically like it has all it is. I think it's a good
Perfect. Number 4.
I can't talk too much about it because I it's like I said, I only played a little bit. Don't know too much about it.
Number 4. Wait, you have all the DLCs and you didn't play that much? Or you just played part 3?
Part 3.
Oh, okay.
No, like, yeah, I haven't played, like, 4 at all or anything.
That's why I just said the series in general, because I never played 4 as well. Or the first one. Number 4. The Persona series. What do you think? You agree?
Yes.
Do you think it should be higher? It should be lower?
No, I mean, I do think it should be higher, but then again, I don't know the list, so I can't tell you right now. But
in Persona, yeah, it's a big part is relationships, establishing not only like
well, the whole like the game as a whole is the whole social link system, where it's like you have to make friends in the game because they benefit you. You know, you have to take advantage of them basically. Make friends so you can take advantage of them later on in the battle in the other worlds. So yeah, relationships really don't matter. Like you get like cutscenes and stuff, and it's you know the girls that you can romance are pretty nice.
There's a lot too. Like they're
very distinct. It's very, you know, anime is known for like for that, like, oh, who's best girl, waifus and all that stuff.
Yeah, like if you're into that, you'll love that. You'll love that. It's no, and the cutscenes are cute and it's cool, and I like it again because not only can you like again go on dates with them and stuff like that, but you can also go on an adventure with them and go fight some monsters at at inside people's brains. You know, that's how the game works. Well, not inside people's brains, inside people's consciousness, I guess you could say. It's basically like a romantic date in the Inception world, basically. That's basically the Persona series.
That's actually, really good. At least Persona 5. You're thinking, because you only play Persona 5.
I only play Persona 5. I don't know if the other ones are different.
Yeah, the other ones are not at all like Persona 5.
Oh, okay. But still, it's you still, you know, have a romantic relationship with somebody. You go on dates with them and stuff like that, and also you fight monsters on the side. So again, it's still a cool concept, and that's why I have them at number 4. Number 3. The Dragon Age series. I mean, talk about like going on an adventure. Not only and mostly I put it here because of Inquisition. I like Dragon Age 2. It was the first one I played. I loved it, and Inquisition was a trillion times like I loved it. I love Inquisition. I love building my kingdom.
Honestly, I mean, Persona is so dear to my heart, so like already I'll be like, move it up. Is compared to Dragon Age, I don't know. I mean, Dragon Age, the relationships are really like shallow in a way.
But you can do a lot. Like, okay, not only can you fight with them in your party, but you can also put them in places of power. You know, in your Inquisition. Yeah, so it's like you can also like, you know, you can do a lot with that and stuff like that, and give them a lot of responsibility in basically the kingdom that you're building. And that aspect is what sold me. I don't think you can do that with any of the other games I mentioned. And also, here's the thing. I don't want to give anything away. There's another game on this list that you can do this in that does it a lot better than Dragon Age. But there's, you know, every character, especially the person that you end up romancing, has like their own separate set of missions that you can go on and help people and basically help them out in their situation and what they're going through. And I really like that, and you learn a little bit about them. There's a game that does it a lot better that's higher up on this list. I don't know if that tipped you off, but let's keep rolling. Number 2, the Harvest Moon series. This was close. I really wanted to make this my number 1, but it breaks.
I'm surprised. What I mean, now it's like, what is your number 1? I really don't know. I'm stumped because Harvest Moon. I mean, I played a lot of Harvest Moon in my days. And yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it's a simple system. You give them a gem or a flower, and then they're like, marry me after like
Okay,
10 days.
okay, no. You're thinking of the other Harvest Moons. I'm thinking about the one that I played from my childhood, Magical Melody. First one, that one, it was like 12 hearts. And the other games, okay, so basically you give a girl like a little gift, you take them on a date.
We can actually throw, I mean, like Harvest Moon-esque games, but Stardew Valley also has exact same system. So yeah.
But yeah, so basically, in a lot of the Harvest Moon games, it was like 3 or 4 hearts. So every time you do something nice, they'll gain a little bit of a heart. They'll keep gaining hearts. And when they gain up to like 3 hearts, you marry them. And Harvest Moon Magic Melody, it's a lot harder. It's like 12 hearts or like 10 hearts. It was a lot harder. And in Magical Melody, for you to get married, you needed to buy a big house. You needed to buy a king-size bed. If I was right, I remember that was the number one thing you needed to get, a king-size bed. And I think you couldn't do that with like a small house. I really love that aspect because literally to get married in Harvest Moon Magical Melody, it is the most expensive process ever. And it's like,
It's a little
like
realistic, yeah.
It's like real life. Literally, I've had a lot of I have a lot of dear friends get married, and the first thing they'll tell you is it is expensive. And literally, to get married in Harvest Moon Magical Melody, and here's the great part: it doesn't force it down your throat like a few of these games do. Like, oh, you can you can pick at whatever point in the game you want to romanticize somebody. If you want to go throughout the game without romanticizing anybody, I think you could do that.
Persona though, yeah, I'm thinking now, yeah. Like since I
The
played a lot
only-
of Persona series, they give you the option, like if you want to become friends with them, they're like, oh, do you like me? And you know, obviously more subtle. I'm being direct. And if you like, yeah, where in Harvest Moon you can just be friends with everybody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, in here, look, in Harvest Moon, the reason why I didn't put it number 1 is because you don't really go on an adventure with them. Again, you have kids with them. They do help your farm around, but you just don't go on an adventure with them. You know, it doesn't happen. You get me? And that's probably the part that like, I can't put it at number 1. So, do you want any guesses to what my number 1 could be?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't. You stumped me with that.
I mean, I gave you a clue. It's similar to Dragon Age's system, but a lot deeper. A lot more.
Not Crusader Kings.
No.
Okay. I don't know them.
It's by the same company as Dragon Age.
BioWare or I mean, okay.
My no.
Can't.
It's not that. Okay, my number 1 love system in a video game is the Mass Effect series.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You're wrong.
Yes.
Nah.
No. First of all, the background missions that you can do for all like the romantic partners that you, whatever romantic partner you do, and your friends in general, you basically do missions that kind of tell you a lot about their past, that tell you what they've gone through. And
you're basically describing the Persona series or any other.
No, but I think Mass Effect, and again, I said it was similar to Dragon Age, and yeah, you could say similar to Persona, but I think that it's so much deeper. Mass Effect series, it just, you get to know that character, and you can't lie. Like you can tell when a series has a good love system when you see fans obsessing over like who they fell in love with. And Mass Effect, you get that a lot. I mean, and here's the thing, the fact that you can continue your relationship among all the games and stuff like that, I love that system. I mean, basically, like here's the thing, the reason why most people hated the ending wasn't because, okay, spoiler alert for Mass Effect 3 if you never played it. It's not the fact that you died or the fact that almost everybody else dies. It's the fact that whoever you ended up romancing ends up with another guy. That's probably what makes everybody mad. That's probably what pissed everybody off. They just didn't want to say it. They're just like, my waifu left me. Like, they didn't want to say that. So they were like, the ending sucked. And it did. But you know that if it was you and your waifu coming out of that ship at the end of the Mass Effect 3, you would have been a lot less mad. Yeah. And the fact that they did that, but still, I just love that not only do you go on an adventure with her through multiple games. I think Mass Effect is the only game that you keep that same relationship through multiple games. You can also do things accidentally to get them killed. So you actually fear for their lives as well. which is again something that I don't think any of these other games had. You don't fear for your partner's lives. You know, in Persona 5, if they die, they don't really die, just get knocked out, and you know, you revive them. Harvest Moon, they don't die. Dragon Age, I don't remember. Inquisition, I don't think so. Mass Effect, there were story elements that could take your character and kill, and they can die, and you can't lie. That was like, those deciding factors were too much for me to say like, nah, I don't like this game. Like, I mean, I don't like this romantic system. It ticked every box, at least in my qualifications.
I mean,
what do you think?
I disagree.
What do you think is number one?
I think Harvest Moon, like the series, is better.
The thing is, here's the thing. Like with romance, I always feel like you always care about long term. You're always gonna have that fear if your spouse dies. I just love the fact that your partner can die without you doing anything, without you just making the wrong decision, or you can lose them.
I mean,
or it's just,
they can't die though.
In Mass Effect, yes. If you remember Mass Effect, if you go through a story and you don't pick the right options, certain characters
but it has
will die.
to, like, it's hard to pick the wrong choices.
No, there's some choices. There's a lot of people that I didn't want to die that ended up dying because of my choices, and I was like, I gotta stick to the gameplay.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
it's because
Google.
you played it wrong.
No. You know, there's ways to play. You can look it up. There's ways to look it up. But sometimes taking the peaceful route will end up getting your character killed. It's not just like, oh, I'm gonna be peaceful all the time. No, trust me, that backfires. You'll have a few characters die because of that. I had to give it a Mass Effect. I mean, you disagree, but later we're gonna see later on this episode that your opinion is very flawed when it comes to certain things.
Your opinion is misinformed.
Actually, no. Let's move on to that. Okay, so we're gonna move on back to Switch games. So a game that was announced for the Switch was Assassin's Creed 3. Now,
the best Assassin's Creed in the series.
No, stop.
I'm kidding about that, but it's better
come
than.
On. Okay, I love this because it means we will have future Assassin's Creed games ported onto the system. I hope, to the Switch. You know, I hope. But I hate it was this one. I wish they could have just started off at 1, you know, but okay. They started off at 3, and you can't lie. Look me in the eye, Sentry, and tell me that Assassin's Creed 3, look me in the eyes and tell me that it aged well. You can't do that because it did not age well.
It aged extremely well.
No, the trailer literally looked like the worst thing I have ever seen. Okay, it didn't look like the worst thing I've ever seen, but it looked bad. And it's not that okay, I want to say it looked bad, but you're like, it did not look that well. Okay, I seen better.
I mean, it's not like a remake. You know, it's not the Resident Evil 2 remake, but it's still fine.
No. Well, I don't care. I'm not.
Okay, then. Well, then you're just going into like a preconceived bias. You hate it automatically.
Listen, Assassin's Creed 3. Actually, here's the thing. I've never noticed this. I've never called myself an Assassin's Creed fan, but I finished all the games except Syndicate. And I'm there like, I wouldn't even consider myself a fan, except Origins and Syndicate. Besides those two, I haven't finished the new one.
Okay, then there you go.
But
I finished every single one.
I finished most of the new one, like halfway, a little bit. Like I still have.
I honestly think Assassin's Creed 3's combat was the flashy. Like, it looks so cool when you were fighting.
Okay, but no. Okay, look, I'll give it this. It did start the ship mechanic that was later put into my favorite Assassin's Creed game of all time, Black Flag. It was the Genesis. But again, I'm not going to give it credit for starting it. Well, I'll give it credit for starting it, but I'll give Black Flag more credit for perfecting the formula. But, and this I can say with full confidence, without playing Origins and without playing Syndicate, it has the worst protagonist in Assassin's Creed history. Connor is boring. Connor is basically Superman. He is a do-gooder, save people, love everybody. Love is good. Good is love. Boring. stereotype character we've seen in any film anyway. If you've ever seen a movie ever in your life, you've probably know what Connor is all about. He is your average do-gooder. Literally has no third dimension.
He kills people. He's a serial killer. I mean...
No, it's... Look.
Yes,
look,
he's killed thousands.
Look, if that's the case, everybody, every character in every main character is a serial killer. Every character, okay, most characters in video games are serial killers. Like, if we really do the numbers, I mean.
Okay then,
but no,
there you go.
I'm talking about from a personality standpoint. He is
he
boring.
kills. No, he doesn't side with the Americans. He only helps them because right now they're his enemy. But after, he also fights like the American troops, the British troops, anybody. He hates them all because they're all just want to take his land. They want to take everything he's known, and he's fighting against that. He's fighting against change, and a change that is destroying their way of life.
Exactly. It's an average good guy, bad guy story. I'm the good guy trying to save my family, and you guys are the bad guys. Bada bing, bada boom. Here's the thing.
How many games can you actually do that though? Like,
Black Flag, my favorite Assassin's Creed, doesn't do that. Guess what? You don't even want to help the assassins. You want to make money. You're like, I guess I'll do this, but I want to do it more for money, and I respect that. More to like.
Okay, how about Assassin's Creed Odyssey? You want to avenge your family, so you go and you're gonna kill everybody that killed your father or killed your sister.
I was like, I don't think you're gonna avenge your family. Well, actually,
that's the whole point. That's the whole reason he left, and like decided to kill the Templars or whatever.
It was again, I haven't completed the game.
No, but at the beginning it even says that.
But you're not avenging all your family, okay? No, wait, actually you're not. I'm not gonna reveal the twist because it's a new game, okay? I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna spoil it. But here's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of like your dad. You're not trying to help your dad out. Your sister doesn't help you out too much. Whether you find, you're gonna find her, but I wouldn't call her the most helpful, at least at first. And I don't know what happens with the mother yet.
Spoiler alert, because that was a spoiler.
Oh, everybody knows the sister doesn't die. Come on.
I mean, they threw her down a mountain.
I
think she's dead.
She can survive.
That is a spoiler though. I'm sorry. We didn't know spoilers before, so you have been spoiled. But it's not that big of a spoil. There's more, plot twists and stuff.
Do you think when they threw her down like the mountain, she landed on a little like?
Here's my question: why didn't they check the bodies?
Because it's a baby. Why would they make sure this baby's dead? If not, it's gonna come back to kill us. Like, no, it's a baby. Like, even if it survives, it's gonna probably die. Like,
how about the kid? They also threw him.
I don't know. Again, it's a little kid. They're not gonna survive that long on the wilderness. My question is like, it'll be funny if like you see them fall and like a little like the baby lands like the assassin lands in a little patch of like hay, and it's like the little sound effect plays. And like in the other Assassin's Creed games, that'll be hilarious. Like, it's just like, and you start the game off there. Actually, I don't even know how the girl survives. Like, that still needs. I've never seen that. That might be how they survive. That'll be hilarious. Like, really, y'all put a bunch of hay here and didn't realize it?
They made her an assassin from the beginning. She did the leap of faith. No.
Oh, that's it. That's it. That's how he became an assassin. He did the leap of faith. They're like, oh, assassin. But yeah, I think Syndicate was better than Assassin's Creed 3. And I played Syndicate.
Syndicate was fun. No, you didn't.
I finished Syndicate.
Syndicate?
Oh, no, not Syndicate.
Black Flag.
Black Flag, obviously. I'm talking about part 7.
The
next gen. The next gen one. The one that you can play
Origins.
multiplayer.
Oh, Assassin's Creed Origins. No,
that's why I said
Unity.
Unity, yes, Unity. I kind of like Unity. I did think the protagonist was like a Ezio wannabe, but I thought the love story was really cool. I really liked the girl. The girl was awesome. The girl was really awesome.
I think what I liked more was the setting in Unity. The French Revolution was very cool, and honestly, I think Unity was like the best looking Assassin's Creed game, and it still is.
It was beautiful.
It still is the best looking Assassin's Creed game, but they had to tone it down.
the problem was, I mean, Odyssey gives it a big run for its money, but I think that obviously the glitches messed it up, but the glitches didn't help the game. But I do think, like, I'm pretty sure they updated it and stuff like that. Like, if they re-release that on the Switch, ooh, I'm definitely getting Unity. Oh, and we can play together.
I don't think. I mean, it struggled on the Xbox. It was
okay, but it was patched up.
Yeah.
It was patched up later on. Maybe, I don't know if they could do it. I really do like Assassin's Creed 3 is including the Liberation.
Yeah, the DLCs. I
it.
never played the DLCs.
That's awesome. I mean, I pray it's not releasing for $60. I'm really gonna be mad. You can't tell me that it's $60. Really?
It's come on. It's you. Yeah. They
it wasn't worth $60 when it was released. Dang it. I'll say that. Dang it. They better release it for 30. 30, and that's because the DLC is included. That's literally the only reason. And now I would have said 20.
I mean, you're so misinformed. It's like
I played the entire game. How am I I beat it. And I was like, afterwards, I was like,
You seem like you're on your own path, and I can't. It would be a waste to even say anything.
Hey,
I mean, do you help the ant move the leaf? You don't. Just let it be. So I can't do anything. It's hard to even respond because.
Hey, but is the ant a boring protagonist? Okay, that's what matters to me. How is the ant? Okay, because I don't want to help.
You're the ant. That's the.
No, I don't care. I don't want to help a boring ant out. I think ants. I've seen ants that have more personality than Connor. Ants that have more personality than Connor.
What do you mean, like Bug's Life?
No, like actual ants in my backyard have more personality.
Oh wow, they have like the Sora spiky hair.
Yeah,
and a keyblade. They just, hey, we're looking for the next kingdom that's on the other side of your yard. You can help us.
Basically, look, you can't go from Ezio to Connor. And here's the thing, he's sandwiched between probably the two best protagonists in Assassin's Creed history, which makes him look even worse. It's like Ezio, cool guy, awesome guy, ladies man, literally one of the coolest protagonists in video game history ever. Boring Connor.
I just read a comment on the trailer.
On the trailer for Assassin's Creed 3. God, I wonder what.
I still play this game because no one else will. Because that was actually one of the quote where he's like, "Why do you stand against us?" And and one of his quotes is because no one else will. And they say, "I still play this game." Yeah, that was funny. That was a funny comment.
I'm not alone. I'm not alone in the revolution that Assassin's Creed 3 was terrible. It's a revolution. We'll start it. Hashtag Assassin's Creed 3 sucks a lot. But I like the series. I never. That's a weird thing though. I've played most of the games and I never considered myself like a full on.
Here, like. So you don't like him because he's emotionless.
Yes. There's a lot of things.
So what do you think about Batman?
The Batman's totally different. Batman's conflicted.
Batman's emotionless. Conflicted.
So
oh, okay. So is Connor not conflicted?
No, Batman. First of all, Batman's worst enemy is the Joker. The Joker literally kills
Why is Batman emotionless?
Okay, this is the biggest thing with Batman.
Tell me the reason. Why was he emotionless? What trauma made him like that?
Don't tell. Okay, first of all, Batman did parents' deaths before anybody else did.
Okay, then what happened to Connor that made him emotionless and have a black and white personality?
Batman, I wouldn't say he has a black and white personality. He's done sketchy things before. There was a comic book series in the Justice League once when he literally, I forgot what it was called, something of Babylon. Look, y'all can look it up. Basically, where the Justice League went into Batman's computer and found he had a whole system. Basically, he had cataloged how to kill every Justice League member if they went rogue, and that was super sketchy. And I don't blame him why he had that, but still, the fact that they found that, Batman doesn't trust anybody. He doesn't work well with people. He makes you earn his trust. Look at all the Robins. They've always had a hard time at first getting along with him. And here's the biggest thing. Half of what makes Batman good is his villains. Bro, the joke, you have to realize, Connor kills people, so he can just, oh, I'm a hero, I'm great, but I also kill people, blah, 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 blah. Batman doesn't, because and this is the worst thing, because the Joker is a serial killer, sadistic, murders thousands of people, innocent people, and Batman can put a stop to it just by killing him, but he can't, and Joker wants him to, and that fight, that dilemma right there is what makes Batman a great villain. And here's the thing, besides your OG Assassin's Creed, besides maybe with the Ezio trilogy,
Not gonna lie,
where you're
though,
fighting,
I mean, it doesn't look that great on the Switch.
no, look, besides the Borges fam, it doesn't look that great, period. No, but look,
See,
except,
there you go. I mean, I don't even know what to say because it's so dumb.
no, look, besides the Borges family, which were the first few, which is like with Ezio. Ezio is when you fight the Borges family. Besides them, I don't really think Assassin's Creed has any good villains. Correct me if I'm wrong.
And honestly, now looking at it, it actually might be worth $60 because it also comes with Liberation and all the DLCs for Liberation.
I don't care. Okay, that's great. And no, Liberation actually I heard was very good, but no, I don't care. No.
What do you mean? I mean, okay, it's two games.
No, 2 games, no.
With all the DLC.
Mario, that Mario game released like 2 years ago, and it's $60, and it comes with a whole new game in Luigi. Well, not a whole new game, but it comes with a
you're
a
talking
second
about
game. The game that re-released
2D game.
And at least you can say, well, it's not that old, but Assassin's Creed 3 is super old, like super old. Came out like what, 2012, 2011?
I don't know.
I remember I was hyped about it. I remember I was subscribed to GameStop's magazine, and every week they had 20 articles about it, and I would read it and I would get hyped. And I think that's what happened. I think I got a little too hyped for it. When I played it and when I finished, I was like, it was terrible. But
honestly, I think they should have released, like, this is my opinion. They should have just went with the Ezio collection.
Yes.
That it had already released, right? Like almost like 2 years ago, I think. So I don't know why they didn't. That would have been an easier port, and it would have been more of a fan
favorite.
Yeah, because Ezio, it's an older game. Came out in 360. So
and my introduction to Assassin's Creed was Brotherhood, so I would love to play that again. I played Brotherhood, and then I started from 1 to.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing. I started from Brotherhood. I got it. And I was like, what is this game? And it was so cool. But I didn't know what was going on. I finished it. But I still didn't, I was like, it seems like I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And then I started from the beginning.
Okay, so let's move on from that. I'm gonna there's 2 more pieces of games. 2 more games I'll talk about that they talked about on the direct. Real quick, I'll mention them. Hellblade, which I was like super wow, the Switch can support this. I'm like after this I started googling again the specs on the Switch. I was like, excuse me, how good are you, Switch? Like the fact that you can play Hellblade, this game is a all-time great looking game on next gen console, all-time great. This is and it's not that old, right? It came out a year and a half ago. I want to say 2 years.
I think it was 2017.
But again, when it came out, it was probably the best looking game at the time. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it was the best looking game at the time when it came out, or if not, up there, top 2, top 3, and it's still top 6, top 7 best looking games out in the world. It looks crazy good, and it's on Switch. I don't know. I have to this literally opens my eyes. I mean, obviously I have to wait for the port. I mean, the port comes out and it looks like a bunch of Minecraft people running around. I'm gonna be there hold up, hold up.
Yeah.
But the trailer looked just as good. I mean, if this is the same gameplay from the Switch and they didn't just re-release the same trailer. And
no, yeah, this was. If you compare it to it actually looks a lot better than this. If you dissect it, the ground doesn't look. The resolution,
but still,
it has resolution scaling, so the closer you walk, the more pixels you see. But still, it looks good. I'm not saying it looks bad. I'm just saying there's a difference between this and the PS4 and Xbox version.
My thing is if you get to 80% of what that game looks like on the consoles, I'll be impressed. 80%, I'll be impressed. Okay.
Yeah, because it's the great thing. I don't know how to explain it. Is that it's portable. That adds so much more value to a game. That's why people. Yeah. I mean, I don't care if a game looks worse on the Switch because I can still take it anywhere, you know.
And it's a smaller screen, so you don't notice it as much. When you put it on the TV, it could be a little bit more noticeable. But I play mostly on the go.
Yeah.
Good. Another thing I want to touch upon that these two topics, I feel like Sentry is more capable about talking about them. They're about demos that released on the Switch. I didn't play them. I downloaded them. I just haven't played them yet. I will play them. First one, Daemon X Machina. The demo released the same day the Direct came out, which I love that. They're literally like, hey, you like this game? You can play it right now for free. Go play it. And it's like, what? And I love that. I love it when people do it like, yo, you can get this game right now. I'm waiting for one day a company to do that with a huge game. Like for like Sony to one day be like, hey, God of War 5.
No. I mean,
now.
Did they just want to? Yeah. Did they? Why? Why would? There's no incentive to do that.
I know.
Just for the shock factor, really.
I know, but I'm hoping that one day a huge company decides to release one of their biggest IPs like right now. But so let's start with Daemon X Machina. You played the demo.
Yes.
4 missions and a boss.
Including the boss, yeah. So it's really just 3 missions and the boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the first mission is just a tutorial, but still, it's you know, it's a demo. But it's fun. It's what I expected. I've been following this game for a while, so of course I'm pretty excited. But also, like, I don't know, they showed off in E3, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like I saw like buildings falling down and stuff, and I didn't really see that in the demo. So I don't know if, you know what I mean, like they were blowing up buildings and stuff.
You're like, where are my buildings at? Look, bro, if you want to blow down buildings, Crackdown 3 just came out. Or not, I mean, we might talk.
Crackdown 3 doesn't have that.
Wait, what? What do you mean it doesn't have that?
It's what they showed off at, yeah, let me show. That's different though. It's what they showed off at E3 was like a certain mode. It was a multiplayer mode that did that. But the actual game, yeah, doesn't have that.
I mean, isn't that what Crackdown was built upon? Like destroying the landscape?
Yes, but it was built how long ago?
And by the way, Crackdown 3 is on its way. It's almost going to come. Actually, no, it's already out, right? It came out on the 15th, today.
Did it? Was today the 15th? Yeah, it did come out today.
Yeah, double check to see if that's true. But yeah, it came out, and just how terribly we segmented into that news was how terribly they set the company that Microsoft segmented into releasing this game. That's how terrible it was. They're like, oh, by the way, that game we've been teasing for like 75 years. It's gonna be out like in 2 days. By the way, just like no big announcement.
There you go.
No big...
Basically, what you said that you wanted.
Yeah, like you want it here. Okay, here. It's like
it's like they just gave up on development. Like, you know.
It's like you're dating a girl for 9 years, and she's like expecting to be proposed. Like, yo, it's been 9 freaking years. When are you gonna propose? And then like one day she wakes up and like on her counter she just sees
throw
the
ring.
You just throw the ring is there.
Here.
And she's like, what is this? Like, it's a ring. I'm proposing. You want to get married or something? It's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like, yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're eloping, and it's gonna be tomorrow at 4.
Yeah, the wedding's tomorrow. Like, that's it. Like that. Wait, what? I'm not gonna. No, it's tomorrow. That's it.
But
like,
still,
yeah.
What you're thinking of, yeah, that was just a mode that hasn't released yet. So.
Jeez. I mean.
It's just a generic. Like, you can't. I'm showing him video right now. You can't destroy, like, any of this unless it's like red, like burrows and stuff. So.
Look. Oh, that game. Will I get it? I mean, it doesn't even look good, dude. Sentry, I'm being honest with you. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all.
It looks like Saints Row did it better years ago.
It literally, oh my god, yes. It looks like that Saints Row 4. I'd rather play Saints Row 4. They need to re-release Saints Row 4, at least like the God Out of Hell edition on the Switch. I recently showed Sentry. He had never played it, and I was like, what? And I showed him a bunch of footage, and it's like, it is one of the craziest games ever. It is basically like the mature version of Kingdom Hearts. It's like GTA with Kingdom Hearts. That's the best way to explain it. At least Saints Row Part 4.
Not really, because I mean, you mentioned Kingdom Hearts and anything, and it's not the best way to explain anything.
Hey! Stop that. You know what I mean. You know what I mean, with the crazy powers and the crazy abilities. That's what I meant. No, why are we trashing Kingdom Hearts? Dang it! Stop it. Here's the I can't tell if people like Kingdom Hearts 3 or not, because people are like, I see a video comes out, it's like Kingdom Hearts 3 story sucks, and people like the crap out of that, and then it's like Kingdom Hearts 3 story actually makes sense, and it's a million likes.
No,
well.
it's because the people are divided on the ending.
Well, I'm on the I like the story part side of
because
the.
They basically just they instead of worrying about having a cohesive story, they decided, you know what? Let's make a bunch of like open and like plot holes for a bunch of sequels.
Hey, I'd rather have that with interesting characters and play with Connor and his boring storyline. I'd rather have a crazy, unexplainable story where I have a lot of fun, cool characters. You have Goofy, you have Donald Duck, you have Sora. They're fleshed out. For God's sakes, Donald Duck is more fleshed out in any of the Kingdom Hearts games than Connor will ever be. Ever. In his life. Jeez, we should make a list. Top 5 worst protagonists in gaming history. We should both make our own separate lists and just go at it. I think they would be very entertaining.
I love that a lot of memes came out of it. Like Sora saying, "I know it hurt."
Yeah, and then Woody being confused about everything.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing we'll talk about, and then we'll wrap it all up. Yoshi's Crafted World, the demo, also came out. You played it again, Sentry?
Yeah.
You like?
Here's the reason I liked it is because I had no expectations. I mean, I'm not really it's not that I'm not a fan. I didn't care about it. There was so many other things that I was worried about coming out, and I played it, and it was fun. And now I'm probably gonna get it, and that's all I can really say. It's good. It's really good. Has a great. I love the like how it's a 2D game, but you can split between different you split between like 2 different perspectives.
Yeah.
And the graphics are really nice. Like because like it looks like a little cardboard world that it's been cut out.
It looks a little bit like, if you look up 3D Mario 3D World footage, it looks a little bit like that. It takes a lot of inspiration from that, but it's different enough, which I like that. Here's the thing, Nintendo's doing something weird. I usually don't like I'm usually like, I remember I was just like, especially as a teenager growing up, I was like, oh, I want manly games. I don't want no freaking Mario stuff like that. I want manly games. I want Assassin's Creed. I want to murder people. And then like Nintendo slowly guided me away from that.
The way you just said that, you sound like a serial killer.
Okay, no, but most young guys are like that. But Nintendo has changed me, and it's changed a lot of gamers. Where like I look at Yoshi's Crafted World, and I'm like, that's adorable. I want to play it just because it looks so adorable. Same thing with Link's Awakening. That looks so freaking adorable. Like these adorable games that Nintendo's doing, they do adorable right. Yeah, and I love Nintendo for that.
I love it. I mean, you can obviously, if you can play the demo for free if you have a Switch. So I
downloaded it.
Yeah, so. It's just whoever listens, like I think it'll convince you to get it. It's actually pretty fun.
I liked it. And I'm saying I like the footage that I was seeing, especially the cool little costumes and stuff like that. Looks like it's gonna be great. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, honestly, I think the demo is gonna help the sales a lot, because like I said, I mean, I don't remember too many people like being excited about it, and now it's like it's a much more bigger deal. Like more people like it.
I like how Nintendo. I think Nintendo's being a lot more self-aware this generation more than ever. Like they're like, I don't think Yoshi's Crafted World is getting that much hype. Let's release a demo right now and do this stuff. Like I don't know. I really like the way they're handling everything. The games that have a lot of hype appropriately are being handled correctly. And the games that aren't hyped too much, they're trying to hype them up a little bit more.
Yeah, like nobody needed a demo to know they were buying Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah. They didn't. They were just like, and the trailer was just right. The Smash logo. That was it. But then they know how to be specific.
I mean, this is such a great game that I almost have overlooked. I almost would have gotten it, but playing the demo was like, okay, everything felt so crisp. Everything felt good.
Here's the thing. You know what's a weird feeling I got while playing it? It almost looks like a robot, like a long Robot Chicken like skit. Because everything, in Robot Chicken, how everything is plasticky and stuff like that. It looks like that, and sometimes here. I know it's weird. It's a kids game basically. Robot Chicken's an adult show, but I don't know. I can see it. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I thought that looked cool. I just like the environment, the way that it's literally like crafted. Everything in the game feels crafted. It literally feels like they crafted a bunch of things, put them in there, and took a picture, and like that's the world you're in. Beautiful game. I honestly can't wait for it, and yeah, I'll probably get it when it comes out. Yeah, this direct really made my wallet depressed, or like our wallets are there. Storm is coming, winter is coming.
Yeah, that was
the Nintendo Direct. And the thing is like they haven't even unloaded any of their big games, which is crazy to think that. Metroid Prime, obviously they're not gonna announce that. They didn't, because they got delayed. They didn't announce any of the trilogy. They also didn't announce it. They didn't announce Animal Crossing. That to me was the biggest thing. They announced so many great things, but literally all the great things we wanted, they haven't announced it yet. So it's like Luigi's Mansion as well, the sequel. No, they haven't, and it's like, this is gonna be a year to remember if you're a Nintendo fan. I mean, I don't want to hype it up, but I mean,
do you think Luigi Mansion? No, I don't think it's gonna come out this year.
I don't know, but we have the whole year to speculate. I think that's all. Again, a lot more games were announced, and there's a few Final Fantasy remakes and stuff like that came out. We'll put a link to the direct there. I mean, I think we covered a lot of stuff in it, but there's still a lot of things that you can look forward to if you didn't watch the direct. So just watch it. Tell us what you think about it. If you already saw it, tell us what you think. Again, tell us how we can improve this podcast. Always, in the comments and stuff like that, what we can do to, if we can add or take something away. We'll always be listening. Again, the Valentine's, basically the romance system top 5 list, I'll make that into a separate video. Again, if you guys want video gaming content that wasn't Nintendo today, we just loved what happened with Nintendo. Here's the thing,
in order to conclude with Nintendo, to end the podcast as well, but
yes,
we didn't talk about the VR. That there's a rumor.
True, there is,
according to to some sources.
Who was the leak again?
It was Emily Rogers, and she was
Emily
right
Rogers
on the ball when it came to
Switch. Yeah, she's huge.
They used to call it, yeah.
The NX, she's huge. She's huge. Like when she says something,
Usually
her or Tim Rogers, like when they say something, it's like it's happening. It's happening. There's something going on. You get me? Those people.
They know people that are working on these things. So yeah,
yes.
This is Nintendo Switch. The VR. I mean, that they might support VR, and they're gonna announce it this year, according to them.
I hope they have a plastic headset. I hope they don't do the same plastic cardboard headset that they did with the robot.
Yeah, because imagine if it wears or it breaks, and then your Switch tablet just falls on the ground.
Yes, they really need to secure that. If you guys didn't
you just
know,
thought about this, that hurts.
Like in Nintendo Labo, they released basically the big set, which was like a big robot suit, and you can control them. It was cool. It was fine, but I never played it actually, and I never looked up any reviews or anything, so it might be terrible. But they released it,
but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of hardware limitations for the Switch. I don't know how.
I have.
Then again, the Joy-Cons are perfect, right, for that. So
they actually are. Now that I think about it, actually, they are very good for that. Actually, that's a good point, Sentry. I have Samsung VR. I've tried it. It's okay, and my screen is big, but not compared to the Switch screen, which is a lot bigger. So I think it will look a lot better with the Switch. So I kind of can't wait to see what it looks like. Again, because it's a flat screen and it's not curved, it's not gonna look perfect. But still, I want to see what they'll come up with. Do you think they'll do that, or maybe they'll just do something to Actually, no, it's even a worse idea. I was like, if you can connect your, basically connect your Switch and then connect cables to the VR headset like that. I mean, if you play games sitting down, obviously they're not going to be movement games and stuff like that. So if you play them sitting down, I guess it'll be cool. If they do movement games with, because here's the thing, the controllers, they control well with movement. So they can do a lot of, movement things. Like stuff you see with, the HTC Vive and stuff like that. Like the high-end VR equipments and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. Nintendo could be on some crazy stuff right now. It could be. Jeez, I mean, look, man. Oh, again, here's another thing we forgot to talk about: Dragon Quest Builders 2. Look up the trailer.
It's a day one buy from me. I mean,
it looks great. I played Portal Knights, and this looks to be like a very fleshed out version of that game. So I think I'll look into it. Sentry, I'll wait to hear your opinion about the game, to see how it is. But it looks great. It looks great so far. And I think that's about it. You know, again, a bunch of more things that they announced. You can look it up on. We'll probably post a link to the video there. So guys, if you have any questions or anything, let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed any of this, please make sure to leave a like, to subscribe, and all that good stuff. This has been Champion
Sentry,
and we're signing out. Boom, completo. Do you want me? I don't know if, because I'm gonna go out now, so I'm probably